How's it going? This is Rob, Immortal Spawn. I'm going to demo my Charmin Bears build on Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls for the Witch Doctor. I think I'm just going to walk through my skills first, show you guys my gear. That's pretty dependent on gear for this build in particular, as well as we'll also take a look at my Paragon points, and then we'll try to run a rift here on Torment 5. So first, going through the skills real quick. In short, this is a derivative of the Spirit Barrage Bears and Fish build that I'm sure most witch doctors are familiar with. Very effective build. Regenerate mana and dump it all out on zombie bears. So this is very similar to that. The difference is, based on the gear I have, I'm a little bit well off for mana regeneration and mana pool. So I'm able to just focus on bears and resort to pumping up mana when I need to with poison darts. So with that, I'm able to get a passive back. I don't need to use Rush of Essence anymore, so I've opted for Gruesome Feast here, and I'll show you a little bit some synergy that I have with some of my gear for that. And what else was out? The Poison Dart is the 50 mana back. So again, you focus on bears. If you need to, you Poison Dart, get some mana back. You get 20% back with the Spirit Walk. Honored Guest Rune, the Soul Harvest Vengeful Spirit's a nice AoE, keep your damage up. Piranado, just get everything bunched together, unload bears, very awesome. And Mass Confusion, which is where the Charmin comes in for sure. 20% all damage with Paranoia. I do like Mass Hysteria as well, so I kind of go back and forth, but rocking Paranoia right now. Everything in the area takes more damage. Grave Injustice, Blood Ritual, really great in terms of more bears, just unloading. And Spirit Vessel is awesome to obviously go invisible, survive, keep throwing bears out. So let's look at the gear real quick. So some key items that make this Charmin Bears in terms of according to the term. I always love like coming up with whether it's build names or like deck names if you play any Magic Gathering or something, collectible card game. It's always fun. So anyway, this is Charmin Bear. So basically it's focused on charming the enemy. So I finally got Overwhelming Desire. I was farming for this for a little bit. This is an Act 3 cash amulet. So basically while things are charmed, they take 35% more damage. So Mass Confusion I was already using in my rotation, especially with like friends when you're rifting. Mass Confusion is awesome. I like it better than Big Bad Voodoo, for example, because you have to stand in Big Bad Voodoo, but Mass Confusion, the cooldown is less, and you can cast it on the enemies, so it doesn't matter if they walk away, they're still taking more damage. So anyway, poison skill damage here, thinking about crit chance, but we'll walk quickly through. I have thoughts about all my gear for sure, what I would prefer, and so, but poison skills is big, almost like 100% to zombie bears overall. So we're rocking Andes with poison skill damage increase as well, and the ability for Andes is really sweet because when you're in the fight with zombie bears, you want to be like right in the center of the battle, and I'll show you guys when I run through the rift later. So that's extra damage output for sure. Same thing with Firewalkers. Like when you're standing in the middle of a fight, you're dealing 100% more around you, so it's just additional AoE going out. I have the 2-piece Jade Harvester set here on the left. Crit damage for sure is like, obviously you guys know it's so sick. You could also get piranha damage on the shoulders, but unfortunately I can't do that on these pair, just letting you know. The Shimizu's really fun, so especially for like a Witch Doctor, the ability that you deal, you guarantee all critical hits when you're below 25%. So, you know, when you're fighting and you start losing health, it kind of makes you play different. Like you want to be below 25%, and you want to be able to survive for sure. So you get below 25%, you hit Spirit Walk, you chill there for a couple more seconds, then you get out, or you finally take them out. So when you're below 25%, like critical hit chance is kind of irrelevant as a skill anymore. You know, because you're 100% at that point. So right now I'm kind of low, 36. I was above 50% before I got like the Overwhelming Desire and a couple stat changes, but it seems to be working out great as is. So that's a lot of fun. And even when you die and you pop like Spirit Vessel, and then you kind of wait the 2 seconds, and then you pop Spirit Walk. Spirit Vessel puts you to like 15% life, so you're dealing double damage or all crits rather there. So it's really fun as a Witch Doctor. I think Carrington Waistguard is best in slot belt for any class. I don't know, it's just insane. I didn't roll great on the. I was actually using a level 61. You know, even though these 70 belts were coming to me, I was using level 61 until I found the level 70 version. The opening chest, I think it goes to like 130%, so that's pretty crazy. Reaper's Wraps and Thing of the Deep like have so much synergy, and this is where Gruesome Feast is really, really awesome. So you get more mana. You get more mana when you pick up health globes. The Thing of the Deep increases your pickup radius by 20, which is just absurd. It's just like you're fighting there with zombie bears. Minions are dying around you. Health globes are just sinking into you, and you're gaining more mana. You're gaining more damage through some feast. So those three, really little nice side synergy going on there. Sona Jordan, I main slot it. I love the additional mana. I love the 30% against elites. I think it goes 25 to 30, so whatever damage against elites, awesome. Poison is really big here. All the skills are poison, so like instead of Spirit Barrage, which is cold, you're not really wasting any damage there. If you do have to throw some darts, they're critting for like at least 3 mil, so that's pretty good. And the Huge Stone is interesting. I thought I would have had an upgrade on this, but I haven't really found anything like worth it. Like if you have like Royal Ring of Grandeur, obviously, and you have set pieces that work well with it, then that's one thing. But I have the ring, and with this build, it didn't really seem worth it to use. So this is a nice 100,000 life boost with the Vitality. You got the triple threat there, attack speed, damage, crit, and the increased life per second is like really nice survivability when you go Spirit Walk. So it's pretty cool. The Swampland poison skill damage on the pants pretty awesome. I'm kind of trying to get my hands on Pox Folds to kind of see how they go. Haven't gotten those yet, but I'd be interested to see which ones are better for this build. And increased zombie charge on the Firewalkers as well, which is really nice. Oh, well, Thunder Fury. I was using Shard of Hate for a while, and then Thunder Fury dropped, and that was it. So this is kind of OP, best in slot. I mean, you guys know the gist. It's just ridiculous. Like the Lightning Blast crits, and it's just absurd. But the Shard of Hate was really fun because you poison Nova just like the Andes, so like there was double poison Nova happening. Not that you could really tell the difference with the animation, but it was really cool. So some inventory gear. Still collecting these amulets. These amulets are so good. Like I consider them vital for high level Torment. You flip these amulets on when you're fighting bosses. Any of the RIP bosses usually have a damage type. So against certain bosses, you flip the poison one on, flip the arcane one or the cold one. They're so vital. So in terms of what I have issues with, like probably fire chains, which most people do. So I'd love to get the fire prevention amulet, and the lightning one would be really good too. There's a Rift boss, Raziel or something. He's really annoying to fight. Nemesis bracers for shrines, homing pads if I gotta get out of dodge and go back to town, and I have the increased life per kill potion. So let's look at Paragon real quick. So I recommend for movement speed, you want to just be 25% because that's the max. So I have 12 on the Firewalker, so 13 movement speed, and then the rest intellect. For offense, I've played around with these three, focusing on attack speed, crit chance, and crit damage. And from what I can tell, in terms of upgrading the highest amount of damage, it's the max attack speed, and then just go crit hit damage. But play around with those three. They're all really close in numbers, but this seems to be the best way. So now I'm just dumping into critical hit damage. For defense, I really like life regeneration. My life regen is like 13,000, and then with the Huge Stone, it gets even more when I'm weak. So, life, resist all, life regen, this is kind of preference too. Sitting at 450k. I've been as high as 600, seemed way too excessive. So above 400 is pretty nice for higher torments. And for utility, for me, with the mana that I have, I'm able to cast 10 zombie bears without having to like regen. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So That is why I have 5%. That's like the number for me to cast 10 without having to like, um, wait it out. So after that, I just go all area damage. I had area damage max for a while. It's definitely awesome DPS in the utility, so definitely go there. And whatever resource, if it's good for you, that's the Paragon cool. So that's what I like. Breakdown. So I think that's it for the build. I did talk build right through now. The Enchantress real quick. So let's pop a rift just to stay in loop with the the Charmin bears for the charming aspect of this build. All the flavor involved. We have the Tormentor, which chance to charm enemies. Enchantress also charms on her own. This is really good for higher level torments. Missile Ward, reduced damage from range. Disorient, also good crowd control against tough packs. And Mass Control, I mean, it's just such a good CC. You kind of let, like, I'll show you maybe in the Rift, but you let her do her Mass Control, then after that is finished, you can use your Mass Confusion, and then you can disappear. So there's a lot of survivability aspects. This amulet is so nice for her. It's basically a second Piranado. So just grouping things together and being able to use the bears. I think this is best in slot for her in terms of what it does. Now, I have her dealing over 300,000, but the damage isn't the most important thing. High attack speed is really what you want. That way, the chance to charm triggers often. She's never dying because of the legendary focus here. So focus on high attack speed. And another key thing is you can't have more than 150 critical hit damage for your followers. So don't waste stats into more critical hit damage. I kind of played some numbers and made sure I'm at like around a little over 150, however I got there. And then attack speed is key. Perfect attack speed on the weapon. So that just triggers more charm as much as you can. Alright, let's see how we fare here. Now I tested things like Pestilence, or I said Pestilence, was it the Plague as well, Locust Swarm, but it's really slow. Like, you don't really want to waste time. It costs mana, so with this build in particular, there's some great dot builds out there, but focusing on the bears' damage output. Alright, so we are in this rift here. Just trying to understand what area this is. Something from Act 2. So I mean, trash is trash. Really want to fight some packs and see how we execute against them. And we really like environments that have a lot of clickables for the Harrington Wasteguard. I didn't mention, but in my helm I have the diamond for reduced cooldowns. I mean, there's bonus XP out there, but in terms of making yourself better, there's the clickable. Increasing your damage output, letting your skills come back quicker. I'd say the diamond is the best way to go. Alright, here's a pack. Oh, Jesus. So we did charm 1. They are not going to be affected by piranhas. They're a little too giant. It's a scary pack. Now we do have the Arcane Hammy. So as you see, I was just kiting, getting my bears back up, and now I'm just unloading them again. You can always disappear out of Molten if you need to. All crits right now, staying under 25. Alright, so they got charmed. And they'll fight each other. And I've noticed, like, with some of the abilities charmed, if you charm a pack like Jailer, they will jail each other, but I haven't seen any other abilities really get cast. They'll fight each other. It's not like all charmed enemies are on the same team, like charm versus charm is valid. But they don't really cast their abilities on each other. But that's great because then, oh my god, another pack of these. Then their abilities aren't on the ground against you. Avenger on these big guys is really funny. I would say the largest unit would be the trees in Act 1 that get Avenger. I've had that happen in a Rift. It was really great. Little lag spike there. Oh, a voodoo mask. I have not gotten the pet mask yet, so that'd be cool if it was. If that's what we just found. We'll take a peek at it shortly. Another pack here. Any clickables? Always looking for clickables, especially when it packs in scope here. Double damage just makes it that much easier to get the fight over with. Extra health is kind of annoying in T5. Here's something. I've seen with this build my bears probably crit for like 25 mil at the max, and that's if you have like, oh, we got hit there. There's a little bit of lag going on right now, so that's kind of frustrating. In terms of the 25 mil, probably with Gruesome Feast max, then Soul Harvest and everything like that. This is a tougher pack. I really want the those amulets that I had showed you in my inventory earlier. They're just so vital for end Torment. Like the lightning one here would be a pretty much auto click. I believe these bees that they spit out are poison, but they're not really what's getting on my nerves. It's the orbiter. The reflex I can deal with. I do like how they updated it so it's not always active. Old school Diablo 3 Inferno players remember how tough a reflex pack was. Let's see if we can charm this guy. Did get him. The pickup radius is just insane, right? You saw how far away I was? And that gives me back not only health, but increases my damage, as well as increases my mana pool by like almost 40. Alright, so the pack's down. We're not going to speed through T5, but we are hanging. And the real time dump for T5 really comes down to like which Rift boss you get, because like I said, if you have an AMI, damage prevention AMI for a Rift boss, then the fight will go really quick because you don't have to move. You can just sit there and tank it. But if you get a fight that's kind of tough, or maybe some of the physical damage bosses, could take a little bit of time. But I really do enjoy progressing. Like, it's always fun to take a break and just face roll. But one of my favorite things about the game is just progressing. So here's a nice fight. I was able to just sit there and I'm really taking any damage. Now the Illusionist is probably the best thing you want to see with something like Grave Injustice as your passive, because it resets your cooldown. So I'm just spamming 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3 as you look on the bottom. I have Spirit Walk, Soul Harvest, and Piranado. So you're essentially invisible like the whole fight. And you're casting AoE and you're keeping them contained with Piranha. So Illusionist is really great to find. You just want to get yourself right in the middle of that fight. So we did see the way down, but there's a goblin. This is a pretty good area. I'm gonna stay here. There's a lot of monsters. The Piranhas does work for the goblin. Oh jeez, I thought I had him. He's probably gonna get away. The Piranhas does work for the goblin. He is elusive, man. Hard to keep up with him in this fight. I don't think I'm going to burn him. Sorry about that. Always excited to see what happens. But he did. The piranhas do pull the goblin back. I couldn't keep my eyes on him with all the minions here. It's rare that I let one go. But they do get more hit points in the Torments. It does get a little tougher. So we're about halfway. Appreciate you guys sticking around, and you know, watching the end of the rift. If you're satisfied, feel free, you know, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know if you guys would like more content. I do stream occasionally. I don't know what that mask is. That looks quite purple though. So this is a great setup. We got a speed shrine, which isn't like as good as Conduit or something, but set up with something like this, I'm dealing double damage. I just refilled all the way to 100% mana with those health cloves. Again, that hurts. Oh wow, that was just a lot that just happened. What do we get? It's a Squirt's necklace. I'm really like pumped to see another damage prevention ammy. So amulets that drop. It's pretty much all I gamble for right now. It's just amulets. I know they're like super expensive to gamble for, but it's really worth it. If you don't need upgrades like anywhere else, or you're not really going for something in particular. I was gambling for Pox Souls for a while, the pants, but I ended up getting Blackthorns like 3 or 4 times. I just got so frustrated, gave up on that. Alright, so I just popped. So I lost my get out of jail free card. The T-Storm's really tough. I don't have, yeah, it's tough. This is tough. Alright, that was a big charm right there. Let's see if we can get in the middle and start killing stuff. Come on. What I do miss about Spirit Barrage is the fact that it just defies all laws of objects in the way. I mean, Waller, you shoot over it, you shoot through rooms, any walls, you could just do. Spirit Barrage is just amazing. Missile dampening has no effect on it. So the skill is just really great. But to free up the passive, as you saw, to get Gruesome Feast more damage, I don't miss it for that. But I do miss it on single target attacks. Little lag spike. Alright, we might progress to the next zone very shortly here. And don't be afraid to like charm, even though the cooldown's like pretty high. Even on a bunch of trash like this, with Grave Injustice, your cooldown's reset like insanely quick. And honestly, you'll pretty much always have the Mass Confusion ready when your next pack arrives. Just pretty often in rifts, right? Alright, let's head down. I've seen enough of the desert. Get him.